Let me know if it's too loud.
You're fine.
Tap the plus sign. Tap below it.
This was on the 14th.
April 14th of this year.
The day she got Leighton back.
It's fine, y'all. Just tap beside you over there. You're about to hear the lies come out of her mouth, and he is. Of course, you're going to hear an idiot. Wait till you hear the idiot. I am the man.
Forecast 2026 15-1, the use of Leighton Cheryl. Here on the shelter hearing. For the record, are you Mr. Kevin Cheryl?
I am the beneficiary of that point.
Oh, hold on, y'all.
Okay, if y'all listen to him, he does not come out and say that he is Kevin Cheryl. He says, I am the beneficiary of that man. That is his sovereign citizen bullshit kicking in. Y'all listen. Her dogs are barking, so give it a minute.
Y'all give me 1 second, okay?
Yes, that's Kevin in court. Mr. Mumbles himself. He must have been sober at that time because he's not mumbling at the time. That was the hearing for them to get the baby back. Well, she's got to play it kind of loud because somebody's recording when they're not supposed to be. So, yeah, I know everybody's requesting. So, I think just tap on my face up there. That way you don't have to tap the plus signs and it won't request. He come out drug addicted. He was taken for the first 2.5 months of his life. She just got him back last month. Thank you, Diane. He stuck a peanut butter in my cracker in my mouth. Now I'm Mr. Mumbles. No, we're still looking for it, Skittles. Sorry. Oh, Lord, I gotta get something to drink. It's on her main page, Tammy Jo. Thank you. Yeah, this is a court in Mississippi. Thank you, Palm Tree. Oh, really, Catherine? If you can find that, send that to me. Yeah, we're kind of stumped about that too, Susan. It's the one that she's tagged Teresa in. I think it's the first one, Tammy Jo. Well, thank you, Miss Diane. Just tap my face. You know we keep y'all entertained over here. Oh, they didn't know that she recorded. She hides her phone. This is not the first time she's done it either. Oh, yeah. She recorded. She records everything, remember? Right, Haley? They do. You're supposed to lay your phone in the little tray, but now they're stopping you at the door before you even go in. You're not allowed, no cell phones are allowed in the courtrooms anymore.
Okay, I am so sorry.
She was in Tishomingo County, Angie.
I heard that walk in, and every single one of them had their hair standing straight up, thinking somebody was coming after me.
They protected Mama.
Yes, they were going wild. So she recorded this in court and sent it out to people. That's how I got it. She sent it to someone.
I warned them about the sovereign citizen. I am the beneficiary of that man.
Hold on, somebody's having a come apart. Yeah, nobody knows this is me, apparently. Okay, y'all. All right, y'all ready? I'm not doing the whole walking thing again. So, starts out with him talking about the man. The judge just asked him, "Are you Kevin Sherrill?" He goes, "I am the man." The all caps, like so dumb. Anyway, just watch. Listen, I mean.
That represents that account, sir, Your Honor.
So you're Kevin Sherrill.
I'm the man that represents that account, the all cap man that was created in my at birth. That's what you're asking. I have sent my paperwork in on all of that stuff, but I've said that before, that was met with a lot of hostility. So.
I'm just trying to figure out who you are. It's really all I'm trying to do. Well, I'm going to assume that the person listed here is Kevin Sherrill. He's indicated that he is that person or the person representing that person or something. So Mr. Sherrill is present. Are you Miss Ashley Sherrill?
Not a person, sir. I'm just a man.
Fair enough. Ma'am, are you Miss Ashley Sherrill?
Yes.
Okay. Ashley Sherrill is present. Mr. Clark, who is the prosecutor, is present. See what we're doing here. I believe there was some conflict. I do not know what it was. Doesn't matter to me. It was Judge Cobb. He has recused himself, and upon doing so, the court has appointed me to hear this particular matter. This is a shelter hearing. At a shelter hearing, it will be my intent to find out from CPS why this child was removed and to determine if there was, in fact, reason for an emergency removal. I'm going to hear from CPS. I'm going to hear from y'all. I also state for the record, I've been told and I have been provided a copy of multiple motions. I think some of those motions have been handled by Judge Cobb, one of which was clearly a recusal motion. That's obviously been handled because he recused himself. There are several other motions to which will take me some time to go through and make these determinations. However, today being a shelter hearing, I'm only here to determine if there was enough reason to remove the child and place that child into custody. So, I'm telling you up front, I'm going to give you your opportunity to talk. I'm not cutting you off. Every one of them and give them the credit to which they deserve and make a ruling on them individually. But this is a shelter hearing. not a motion or an adjudication hearing, okay? Just so you all understand.
Did y'all hear?
Um,
April 14th.
And also, this is recorded. That's how we'll do our record. But I'm going to do this somewhat informally in the sense of I'm going to ask Mr. Clark, the prosecutor, to either speak or have CPS speak on their behalf. I'm going to do the same for y'all. Okay? Do y'all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Clark, I'll either hear from you or whomever you want to speak. Just tell me who that's going to be to tell me why this child was removed on an emergency basis.
Your Honor, I don't think anybody wants to hear from me more than have to today. I would defer to the department to look at that with us, Mr. Sheffield.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me your name.
Drema Sheffield.
Spell it for me.
Drema, D-R-E-A-M-A, Sheffield, S-H-E-F-F-I-E-L-D.
Okay. Ms. Sheffield, I'll be glad to hear from you. Tell me why these children were initially removed.
So, Your Honor, we began this with a report on February 8th. We received a report that we had a positive drug screen for an infant that was born at Baptist Memorial Hospital. At contact, Ms. Casteel admitted.
Wait, what'd she say? We had a what? What? Teresa didn't lie.
Positive
Teresa lie?
rug test.
For an infant. Yeah.
To using marijuana daily and taking Suboxone. She presented a prescription for Suboxone and stated that her marijuana card was not current at the time. Their case history review indicated that Ms. Casteel and Mr. Cheryl's other, and I'm sorry I have her as Ms. Casteel in my report, but she has indicated they are married, and I may misspeak and call her Casteel throughout. But case history review indicated that the couple have 5 other children who were placed in custody by Hardin County Child Protection Services in 2024. And according to Hardin County CPS, Ms. Casteel was asked to complete parenting classes, parenting evaluation, drug screenings, drug and alcohol assessment, and a psychological that were not completed. Due to a lack of cooperation from the couple at that time, those children were placed in, was placed because legal guardianship was given to a relative. But as waiting for the birth of the baby that she was pregnant with, that Cheryl was pregnant with,
That's because she's recording it, so it's muffled.
by the agency were screened out because the baby was not born yet.
Yes, new baby.
These reports indicated possible domestic violence and possible drug use by the couple. An attempt was made on February 8th, the day we received the report, to establish a safety plan so that we could continue our assessment. They refused a safety plan. Mr. Cheryl stated that he is not contracting with the state.
No, they didn't do the parenting class. Shanlo, love, I love you. Okay. Oh, Lord, girl, do your thing. They didn't do the parenting classes with the other children. She didn't do the psych eval with the other children. This is all from the DCS. And she wants to lie. She lies.
They refused to do the psych eval on both cases.
Hold on, I got to do it.
Yes, Michelle, they refused to cooperate with Hardin County.
Yeah, so they can't refuse this one, though. Just wait. You'll hear it.
Yeah, she's got the new baby now.
The driver's license is not required to
She
have
don't.
one. And due to the concerns of the safety of the infant, at that point is when we contacted our youth court.
There's been a lot of time that has gone between the time of the original removal and now. Have you had any additional communication with Mr. or Ms. Cheryl? Or have we been waiting on this shelter?
Well, there has been some other information that has been gathered, because as you know, during the time of an assessment, we have 30 days. 30 days for completion from the time we get a report. So we use that time to gather our information and to see if we need a safety plan, if the safety plan could be dissolved, or if we took custody, where we would go with the adjudication. So I did attempt to go 2 days after the day of custody. I attempted to go to the home to see the inside of the home before we had our shelter, our very first shelter hearing that was scheduled, and I was refused entry at that time. They have allowed me into the home since then, but they did refuse entry, so I could not see what the baby had in her home. But I did further make contact with Hardin County CPS. There were numerous reports received by their agency prior to the custody of 2024 for the other 5 children. Last face-to-face contact with those children was April 19th of 2024 by parents. All the visits were ordered to be therapeutic supervised visitations. Parents were to arrange those visits. Those never occurred. A psychological was ordered to be completed by Ms. Casteel and Mr. Sherrill due to mental health concerns. That was not completed.
Objection. Is there relevance to this? This case is closed.
I'm gonna get to you in just a second. I
Okay.
hear what you're saying.
Due to those concerns for not having completed that, I did schedule a psychological for the couple during the time that would have been in our 25-day window. They told me that they were not going to do the psychological, and if they felt they needed to do one, they would pay for their own psychological. I did review TikTok videos that Ms. Cheryl has accounts for. There were several on there. One talked about domestic violence. There was one that talked about Mr. Casteel having a demon and talked about the demon that when he was 13 or 14, he got a demon in the window and it sometimes comes out and controls what he thinks or says. I did speak to the other children, the 2 oldest children that are in custody or were in custody in Tennessee. They both confirmed they knew about the demon. They had witnessed domestic violence between Ms. Sherrill and Mr. Sherrill. They had witnessed an incident where Mr. Sherrill held a gun to Ms. Sherrill. Ms. Sherrill to where she hid outside and was outside the whole night because she was fearful.
Have the other 5 children been returned to parents from Hardin County?
No, they have not, Your Honor. And they have not seen their parents since April 19th of 2024. I think there have been, there was a few Zoom calls. I believe the children did since 2024.
Okay. Anything else? Mr. Clark, from your standpoint, anybody else who wants to say anything on the shelter?
As I know, this was said yesterday, and all the answers have themselves, and I think we're safe the rest of this time.
Okay.
I'm about to put my
Doesn't
phone on
matter
Do
to
Not
me which
Disturb.
one of you, Mr. Sherrill, I see your name first, so I will allow you to talk first. Here's a couple of questions that I have. First of all, you've heard everything that I've heard. You may have heard more than I've heard, I don't know, but you've heard everything that I've heard up to this point. And what my understanding is, this minor child tested positive for 2 different drugs.
She has a male.
Is it a male or female?
It's a
Male child. This male child tested positive for drugs in his system, and they, because of that, asked for custody of the child. That's what the shelter hearing is about. So I'll be glad to hear from you. If you have anything you want to say, I'm going to hear from you related to whether or not that's true or not true. And the second part of this is, I want you to understand that you don't have to say anything. I'm going to give you an opportunity to say what you want to say, but I may ask you some questions about anything you say. Just know that, okay? So as related to, you heard what I heard, the child had drugs in the system. If you have anything to add or take away from that, I'll be glad to hear from you.
The only thing I would say to that is my wife was under Dr. care the entire time. She followed everything that we were told to follow, including birth, during birth, after birth. Our son was at the hospital, which we had agreed to completely. We followed everything the doctors that we were involved with, including the doctor that delivered him. We did everything that we were asked to do. We weren't planning this pregnancy, so when she got pregnant, we went immediately and asked the doctor his opinion, because she was on those substances. And he said that if she stopped it at that point.
Lies. Because she
Lies.
clearly said before that, before he spoke, that she has not seen a damn doctor until she was 30 weeks pregnant.
But yet she got on here and said, y'all don't know when I'm going to prenatal. I'm going prenatal. I could be going right now. Y'all wouldn't know it.
She didn't go
Really?
till she was 30 weeks pregnant. So why again there, Kevin Sherrill?
the baby would most likely die, and that she could have a lot of bad issues dealing with all of that because she had become pregnant, and that no matter what we did, that baby would test positive, even if she quit that day, every bit of it, that in the utero, the moment he conceived, he or she, in this case he, that he would test positive no matter what we did from that point, and that was his advisement that she continue it at a lower, but she went even lower on her own, 2 months that she asked him, and he told her that she could, she felt it, and she did. So we tried to follow everything that was said. And as far as our other children, we had become displaced and moved to Mississippi at directions of CPS to leave the state because of her aunt and uncle that was causing us issues. We came down here to IU. That's how it all began. We got a hotel room, $700 a week that I was paying for. We were doing the best we could at the time. At which time, once we moved down here, they showed up saying that she had a driving thing that she had to go. They was going to arrest her for, and that because we went across state lines, that they were going to take the children. At which case, there was many videos, like she was saying, showing that we didn't agree to any of that, didn't want that, but however it happened. And we were told that once we got a home, that the reason I was taking them was because we didn't have enough room for them all, because there's 5 children and me and her. So we kind of understood that. I called my daughter, my oldest daughter, asked her would she take them in long enough for us to find a home to which we would bring them back. What I didn't know was that my daughter was being told by CPS and some more stuff, a lot of things that weren't true. And just to put it bluntly, my daughter has refused to let me see my children.
Hey, I'm gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So you need to do something.
Mine's not beeping. Kirsten has not refused them visitation.
Yeah, that's your bird chirping, girlfriend.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's lies. Kirsten never denied visitation with those children. He also lied. Just wait till you hear all the other lies. Down to he bought everything that they have for the baby. Listen to all the other lies. When we all have seen video after video of her posting of all the stuff that she was given through her your bird. That all the stuff that she was donated that was gave to her through her Amazon wish list. But he claims that he bought all that. Just wait. They lie after lie after lie. Even lie on his own daughter.
Yeah.
He's a
Already
piece
did.
of shit.
He already did.
Yeah, he lies more. Just wait.
I pay child support on them, even though I've done everything correctly like I'm supposed to do. And then that's to do with that case.
All right, let me stop and ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
I hear what you've said.
Yes, sir.
Is there a current case, I believe she said in Hardin County, Tennessee?
No, sir.
That's not where it was.
It was there. Yes,
So
sir.
has that case been closed out, or are y'all still
It's closed.
It's closed because we would revisit.
Okay, so that case is closed.
Yes, sir.
Right. Not saying you meant to or didn't mean
Yes,
to,
sir.
but y'all gave guardianship to your oldest daughter.
Yes, sir.
Of those 5 children.
Yes, sir.
So that mattered to y'all and to them is closed.
Right. We thought we were doing it right. We followed what CPS and the court had ordered. We did. I won't let her speak as well, but I just wanted to clarify some of those things because it makes us sound like I don't know, and as far as any demons or any of that stuff, I don't really understand where any of that's coming from or the relevance of any of it, but I've never held a gun at all. Why? Nor would I. And if any allegations of that, I don't know what any of that is, but it is very upsetting that we're not.
It was on his Facebook. How many of y'all seen the man's Facebook post where he's talking about demons? It was on his Facebook.
It come right out of her mouth too on one of her videos.
Exactly. She made a video said he had demons.
The
Girl,
kids, the oldest two kids, said he had demons.
they lied. Like, that's how come they got that baby back, y'all. They stood there and lied to that judge. And what pissed me off is Dreama. Dreama sat there with all this proof that she asked for. She asked for so much proof, and we gave it to her. Hand gave it to her. Well, not hand gave it to her, but we gave her everything. So much evidence. And this bitch did not even use any of it. And they stood there and lied to that damn judge. She's very manipulating. They both are. And you notice old mama's there didn't mama the first fucking time.
That's what I said. He was sober.
And our children, we're going through something that's terrible, and I'm dealing with that as a separate issue. And then when, like I said, she got pregnant, we weren't planning it. It was a surprise. We followed everything to try to avoid any of this from happening. Now, if I could go backwards, I would go to CPS before the baby was born and handled it a different way. But now I've learned through this that it don't work the way I thought it would. And all we're trying to do is to do right. We're not trying to cause any war or any problems with the state or be here. We just want our son. We want to be able to raise our son. We should be able to. And with the home that I have now and the stuff I have for him, there's no reason he should not be in my. They said because he tested positive, but like again, I said, we tried to eradicate that or to do whatever the doctors tell us to do, and we followed their directions. I even have a letter from him stating that we did exactly what we were supposed to do. And as far as the testing, I had nothing to do with that. I'm the father. I've committed no harm against my children, nor would I ever. My sons and daughters are the most important thing in my life. And I go to work. I got 2 businesses. I have another job. I have multiple things going on, financials, to take care of them, and I've proven that. And because we came off so wrong, I did allow Miss Dreamer in our house because I told her I would trust her to come in. That I had been.
Sorry, I'm gonna pause again. You got all this money, right? Why your bitch on there? Y'all know I'm in the background hollering. Why your bitch on here fucking begging for teeth money? Why your bitch on here begging for some teeth? You got all this money. Why the hell did TikTok goddamn pay for everything that baby has right now? Why ain't you paying child support to your other children? You got all this money, Kevin. You got all this money.
Remember,
But yet can't pay for shit.
but he tells the judge he's paying child support every month.
Yeah, the chirping is Cindy. I asked her to put her shit.
I turned off my notifications.
It's you, honey. My shit's off. It's all you. You're the only bird chirping in this area. It's you chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp. Y'all tell her to turn her bird away. Turn the bird off. Turn that bird off. Somebody shoot the bird. Pizza got me hot.
This is the second time
I think it's people you got on there that's not on your do not disturb list. Yeah.
just turned notifications off. All of them.
I don't know what's wrong with your phone, girl.
Well, if I mute, will they still hear it?
Yeah, because I'm still in live.
Let's try.
Can y'all hear me if she's muted? Y'all hear me? Yes. Y'all hear me? Yes. Okay. Stay muted, ho. I'm just playing. All right, I'll finish. I'll quit yelling. My bad. Here you go.
Misinformed from other people that has no bearing on this case. So I let her in the home to show her that I had everything ready for my son's birth and, to take care of him and that we had nothing to hide. We weren't trying to, in all actuality, her honesty has really caused some of this to happen because people take things how they take them. You can say things and to you it might mean one thing, to her or him or me or somebody else it might mean something else. All we want to do is get our son back, and all we try to do is do right. We weren't trying to be like standoffish and be like, we're not doing this. We were being advised, and we thought we were doing right, and we attempted that. And that's really all I got to say as far as all that go. I'll let her say her side. If that's okay with you.
Tell me again what was in the child system. I got marijuana and
The child was also positive for Suboxone, which she did have a prescription for. Baby was going through severe withdrawals. He was in the hospital for several days after. I believe he was there for a week.
Longer than that, about 10 days.
Yeah, about 10 days.
10 to 12
He was
days.
there for withdrawals of Suboxone. He's still having some difficulty with the Suboxone withdrawals. I do understand what she's saying. I believe she told me she did not go to the doctor OB until 30 weeks. I think
Yeah, because
she was
of my
around 30
issue.
weeks when she went for her first OB visit. I understand what she's saying about talking to her doctor who's prescribing Suboxone. But as far as being and having an OB visit, I think she said it was 30 minutes.
But they also agree that, do I need to stand?
if you'll talk loud enough, I'll be glad for you to sit down. I just need you to talk loud enough. I can hear you.
Okay.
But you're welcome to stand if it makes you feel better.
Okay, we have been together a decade, and in that decade, I have been on my legal script for 7-8 years.
You've been on what?
My legal script.
Your
My legal script. I have had 2 other children, my 8-year-old and my 4-year-old, both on this legal script, both with marijuana in their system.
All right, so legal script for what?
Suboxone.
Okay.
Okay. All of my medical doctors, including my OBs, have signed off on me continuing my care, including being okay with my marijuana substance in my system because I was severely sick. When I had the other 2, the 8-year-old came home to Tishomingo County. He spent 15 days in the NICU for the same reason Layton has. And DCS was, of course, called out because of the hospital referral, and they came and opened and closed the case. Same thing with my 4-year-old. He was born in Tennessee, where marijuana is not legal in any type of way. They came out, opened and closed the case. All of this started for us because I started TikTok, and my TikTok blew up. And the calls just were constant. They came in repeatedly for any reason. I could have my son on the countertop with a spoon and they would claim it was a knife. It caused a lot of issues for us, including our eviction that led us to the hotel in Mississippi in 2024. When we came to the hotel in 2024 with our 5 children, they were homeschooled. I had already beat a 9-month-long case with marijuana and Suboxone in my system the whole time. And the reason they had to remove our children then was because I had a traffic ticket from 2019 that I had forgotten about when we moved back to Tennessee. It was a $500 ticket for insurance. I paid that off when I got booked into jail. It was paid off, and then I got booked right out. Our kids were already in state care by then. That was April the 8th. April the 8th, our children was taken into care. They spent 2 weeks in foster care to where we went to the shelter hearing, and then we went to the adjudication hearing, and we presented our reasons. At that time, we were in a hotel, so we agreed it was not comfortable nor right to bring 5 children back to a hotel room.
She wrote all this down, y'all.
Cramped. So his daughter showed up to court, and we agreed to give her guardianship to prevent them from staying in foster care. We went to our safety meeting. We had a safety meeting. I have it all recorded. They told us to do a parenting class. We completed our parenting class July of 2024. We did 14 weeks instead of 12 weeks. We had no acknowledgement about drug classes. That was not stated to us in our safety meeting. We were told that our visits would be supervised by the guardian at her discretion. So when she said we could. And the psych eval is the only thing I haven't done besides the home. We have actively been building our credit and saving to buy a home versus rent. Because when we rent, the haters online contact the landlords and harass them. That's the reason we were evicted to begin with. I have never had anything different in my system besides these 2 substances. And in Mississippi, I didn't think there would be a problem because under your own law, 43-21-303, it says that medical marijuana or marijuana in general cannot be used alone to remove a child. It also says that unlawfully controlled substances. Mine is lawfully held. Here's my doctor's note. Cobb told us he'd like for him to come and testify, but here is the best thing I could get. His letter stating that I cooperated during my whole care, all of it. Here's also my visits. Here is case studies showing that it's safer for mothers to be on buprenorphine than to not.
This letter, hold
on.
This letter she's talking about, I got a copy of it. She don't have a medical card. She says that. The letter she's got is a doctor on the internet from Florida, fake as hell ass letter. So she's not legally on subs either. I got the letter, fake as hell.
If people's on Suboxone, you got to go report to a clinic once a month, and I don't see her driving all the way to Florida to that man's clinic.
You got the drug test to be on subs.
Exactly.
This bitch is not going to Florida to damn do damn drug testing. I'll give you a chance to see if anybody else had any questions.
It was a hearing for the new baby. See if he's going to be returned or not.
The ending make you want to punch her through the phone.
Pretty much. All right, I'll mute again.
Tell y'all gonna want to punch this phone to all these lies, this hotels. You get yours online? Do you have to do rug testing? Yeah, I know, her chirp. You get yours online, be razzled. Do you have to do random rug testing? Well, see, now she's going to have to legally do psych eval, random rug testing, which explains why Kevin was sick all those days. Yeah, they're not. You do testing? How do you do testing if it's online, though? Be razzled. Then you pee? How they know it's you? How's that work? I'm really curious. I've never heard of. They send you a test? You do it on a video? Oh, okay. Okay. You take a picture? How is that legal? Oh, you do saliva. Okay, well, I learn something new every day. But either way, I don't think hers is real. I seen the letter. The letter looks fake as hell. I got hiccups. No, she ain't doing none of that. But y'all see all the effort and the fight they put in for this one and didn't fight for the others? It's going on 3 years they ain't even spoke to seen those children. 3. Anyway, I'll continue. Listen to the rest of the lies, y'all. She tries to school the judge on his laws to make it sound like it's okay. It's okay that baby had this in his system. It's okay. We'll let it go. Your law says you can't take him because he had it in his system. Yeah, she a piece of...
Effort or to withdraw themselves. There's case studies, and I've done everything possible to keep my pregnancy offline to where this would not happen. But they called anyways. They called and called and called and called. If the haters wouldn't have been part of this, the hospital would have done a referral. They would have come to the house, and we would have moved forward. But instead, it was already pre-screened in before he was born. So when I had him, it just popped up that he was born and they showed up. Well, of course, I was a little upset. I just had a baby 2 days old to have people there, on me asking questions, pushing, because I feel like he's safe in all areas. Me and him have had issues in the past, but who doesn't? The things that are being stated is just absurd.
I'm sorry, but what? This woman came live and told everybody she was pregnant. Who goes to fight for their child talking about haters? Did she not come live and say she was pregnant and told everybody? We did not sit there and say none of this shit. We were not even live for months. For months, we were not live and never said a damn thing. She blames the internet for every fucking thing. Everything. She came live and even stated that she was not even happy about this pregnancy because she didn't really want it. That it was the supporters who kept giving that made her happy about it. It was because everybody wanted to give her everything that she was all excited about being pregnant now. And then when she found out it was a boy, she was even more not excited. So come on with the damn lies, you.
We're emotional and we speak when we shouldn't. And I've done that in the past when I probably shouldn't have been emotional. We've broken up. But we have gotten back together and we're married and stronger than ever. And we've done everything that I know of besides have a home, a big enough home for our other children to come back to prevent this. Even my OB agrees that He agrees that there shouldn't be any issues because they agreed that having the marijuana in my system and the Suboxone in my system, they didn't believe it would cause issues. I can get my letter from them if you'd like me to, and my medical history if you'd like me to.
Have you ever had a medical marijuana card?
I did one like 2 years ago, but I haven't gotten it since.
Still smoking.
What state was that issued?
Here.
You have to renew that card every year, if I'm not mistaken.
Get some clarity.
It says that
Stop conferencing. You had a medical marijuana card.
years ago.
Do what?
I'm thinking you got to redo that card every year.
You do. And she hasn't had hers in how long, she said?
Years.
Probably longer than that. I don't think she ever had one. That's the problem.
It's in Mississippi. Mississippi, it's legal as long as you got a medical card.
But she's still trying to justify that it should be okay that her child was born with it in his system. How is that okay? You're still trying to justify that it's okay that he was born that way. You heard the CPS worker say that he was still sick because of that. Still sick. Because of the damn withdrawals. It's not okay. Just like she said, my other 2 children got to come home because you had a shitty ass worker. Carly Ford was a piece of shit. Yes, it's me,
ma'am.
fam. I got banned on my other one for going live. It's horrible, yes. Like, she's justifying saying it's okay. And got all them supporters over there so fooled. I wish and pray to God they're over here and listening to these lies. Yeah, but see, she was on Suboxone. Okay, fine. But here I go. Done got reported. They report me now. But she was on. I got 5 other counts. Bring it on. And didn't get prenatal care until she was 30 weeks pregnant because she did not want them to have to take her off of that and put her on something that was safe for that baby. She wasn't thinking of that baby. She was thinking of herself. She could have gotten put on something safer for that baby, but no.
Well, they're supposed to be taken off of Suboxone and put on
or something like that. I forgot how that works. But no, she didn't want to do that. She didn't want to have to get off those. So she wasn't thinking of the baby. She's thinking of herself. That's why I say all the time, we would hear this baby cry. Y'all would hear this baby cry. There's no way this woman can pause this and that baby's making a sound. Come on, lady. Yeah, it's once a month. That's what I thought. Yes, everybody does. That's why we asked everybody to share it out. Listen to the lies this piece of shit tells because her supporters over there don't know she lost that baby.
Nope.
Her supporter, I mean, common sense. Her milk dried up. Why? Because she wasn't feeding the baby because the baby wasn't there. The diapers she was selling, newborn to size 1 diapers or whatever, she was selling because she didn't have the baby.
Yes.
A couple of years ago.
Not currently. I was so sick during my pregnancy that I threw up. I didn't leave the house. I have a bad gallbladder, so I've been in the hospital for that reason, and I was severely sick this entire pregnancy.
Now,
Right here it says that it cannot, the status of a parent as a card holder under the Mississippi Medical Act. So even if I wasn't a card holder status, your law states that it cannot be used against me not having a card or unlawful script, and I have a lawful script. Well, honestly, what we told Cobb is that you can go to the store and get any CBD or marijuana product and you're going to test positive for it.
That's what they told us. That's what the doctor told us. That it would be the same either way. Going to spend $150 for cars not going to help you because the things you can buy at the convenience store make you test positive for the same thing. So there's no way you're going to beat that. That's what they told us. I meant to add that when I was speaking. I'm sorry, I forgot.
But even the doctor at the hospital I delivered at New Albany told me that it was in my uterus and my placenta as soon as I conceived.
I meant to add that.
Even the doctor at the hospital I delivered at New Albany told me that it was in my uterus and my placenta as soon as I conceived. So the placenta would have tested positive anyways. But my medical doctor and my Suboxone doctor both agree I should have continued with my care and not stopped it. It would have been harder on him and me if I would have stopped it. And like I said, my older child spent 15 days in the NICU for NAS, which is what Leighton had, was neonatal absence syndrome. And none of this happened because social media wasn't involved. We allowed Miss Stringley to come to the house on the 11th. We had court the 10th, the first shelter hearing. On the 11th, we went immediately after court on the 10th and did a hair follicle. None of these things were court ordered. We did them willingly to cooperate while still keeping our God-given and government rights held that we think we should be able to utilize. But we have cooperated. We have done everything in our power to show that the allegations and assumptions aren't backed with facts. They're backed with opinions. And the one main thing is we're not seeing our son but every 2 to 3 weeks. One of those motions was for us to see him weekly. Miss Dreamer had told me on the 10th that she would try to make sure that I seen our son once a week to establish our bond and make sure it's there. Well, since Alicia has taken over the case, now it's every 2 weeks and now every 3 weeks that we're getting to see our newborn son. Supervised, of course, but that's not enough time to establish a bond with your child when he's a newborn. And I've never, out of 7 children, this is my 7th child living, not had a baby come home with me. And these 2 things in my system have been there the last 8 years. All my hair through this state in Tennessee, they've all had the same 2 things. I've taken 12 urine analyses. They've all had the same 2 things, and I've taken 2 mouth swabs. Our children have never been removed on drugs.
But
You say you took a hair follicle drug test the day before the previous shelter hearing?
No, the first shelter hearing, February 10th.
I think there's only been one.
No, there's been 3, sir. That's why it's past 30 days. There should be adjudication.
All right, so prior to the first one, meaning within a day or 2 after the child was born, you took a hair follicle drug test.
We had it on Friday. I took it on Tuesday.
And the results of that showed what?
They refused to give it to us.
Okay, we'll get there. Did you also, sir, take a hair follicle drug test? Does anybody have the results of what those drug tests were?
I do, Your Honor. Let me look back. I thought I had printed those. I apologize. I had not. I do remember they were both positive for marijuana. I don't remember the levels. I'll have to go back and look and see if I can find those.
Okay, you look for a second, I'm gonna keep going. So I wanna know what those are, and we'll talk about that. Yes, ma'am.
I have a motion for discovery. 30 days out, I have a motion for discovery. They'd like to give it to me. I have a motion for our 2018 DCS case file. They'd like to give it to us. I've asked for our report from the days that we've had courts. I've not received anything through all my, I filed these motions so I can prepare.
Like I said,
Well, that's fine.
And probably you found the drug screen
I did, Your Honor.
on mother, what was in her system?
Miss Cheryl, she was positive for marijuana with a level of 15.5. And Mr. Sherrill's screen was positive for marijuana with a level of 11.9.
Nothing else in the system?
No, sir.
So now you know what those results are.
Thank you.
can I say something about that? It's the same as like stopping and getting beer, sir. I don't drink any alcohol, never have. And I thought that this CBD stuff and all this was like an alternative to like relaxing in the evening. I never dreamed I would go through all this, or I would not do it. It's not worth it to me. It's not.
Let me ask one additional question. This is based on what they stated. I believe it was stated that there was an attempt to possibly do a safety plan. Y'all didn't want any participation in that or whatever. Explain to me what, if anything, that. You may not know anything about it. I'm asking you.
No.
Because they mentioned it, I want to hear your side.
I mentioned last visit with our child about the safety plan, about looking over it to review it, and they told me that we had to sit down and make it together. I've never had that done through Tennessee. They always say what the stipulations are, which to me feels like they're trying to build their case instead of already having it investigated. This is why it's went on 60 days. When they came to the hospital initially, I was 2 days postpartum with blood pressure that was 180/120. In fact, her worker left because my blood pressure was reading so high. So we weren't in the mood to talk that day. When she came on Monday, we were preparing for court on Tuesday, and since that court date, the 10th of February, we have been cooperative.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's why he's mentioning, because the safety plan we did last time we got lied to about. The things that she's mentioning was told to us or in our safety meeting or our paperwork.
And the only allegations we proved that it's not like we're drug addicts because our teeth look bad. That's because we just I'm too chicken to go to the dentist. If you want to know the truth, that's the only reason. It's not because I do drugs. I don't do drugs. I never held drugs.
Was she not just live the other day saying that man spent $100,000 on his teeth at one time and $40,000 on another?
Yep.
But he's scared to go to the dentist. Bitch, please. The lies. The lies. And this man talking about he never does drugs, but you just had got... Man, come on now. You just said that you had THC in your system. It's the lies for me. The lies for me.
I've been at the prison for 16 years. I have worked with law enforcement my whole life. I have been on the SWAT team. I was the second in command for 9 years.
Tell me when to
I can show all of this. I have all of this paperwork. Okay, I just feel like that we have been very, very that have zero facts, just make us look so bad because we do got bad teeth. That is true, and because of this substance and the whole thing, I thought that I could take the CBD and be like people drinking beer as long as you didn't abuse it. You know, like I know drunks are crazy, but like most people drink alcohol, it's fine. No problem. But that's what I thought I was doing. And then when all this started, I just, even with social media, I just deleted all of my stuff because people just take it. Like I was saying, Mr. Bailiff there might see it one way and I might see it another one. You might see it a different way. And I realized that this stuff was hurting me. So I just done away with it. I just don't want nothing. I just want my children. That's it. They are everything to me. And I would give my own life. I'm sure you would for yours. Because that's what matters more than anything in life. And I've tried to prove this stuff, but at the same time, you know, it's like if I was making an allegation against you and people just showed up at your house, like, let us in because so-and-so said you was doing drugs. We'd be like, I don't do drugs, you don't come to my house, right? I mean, that's what happened. And because of the bad experience in Tennessee we had, that's why we moved to Mississippi. Because we thought we'd maybe try it down here and it'd be different. That's where the distrust comes from, because of what happened before and what we're going through over our 5 children with my daughter. We have got to see them because my daughter's under the impression all these things, which are none are true. My brother, my whole family is trying to fix this situation that has been created from social media and just been misrepresented.
Okay. What I'm going to do is this. You've got some documents right there. I'm going to get them in just a second. I'm going to read them. Okay. I have one more shelter here that I have to do. And then I'm going to step off the bench and I'm going to read that. And then I'm going to come back in and we're going to do something, okay?
We're willing to cooperate, but we didn't feel like our child was ever unsafe to begin with. And there's not been any proof or evidence shown from them that he has been unsafe for 60 days. We've been waiting for adjudication hearing to show our evidence. And I've been the only one submitting evidence, so we just want the best for him and for
those are the letters right there?
No, sir, this is your pack.
Okay. If you'll leave them right there, if you'll gather your stuff up, because you understand youth court is a sealed thing. So I'm going to have you gather your stuff up. I'm going to do another shelter.
Yes, sir.
We'll bring them come back.
Thank you for doing a closed courtroom. Tennessee sometimes don't do that. You have to petition them.
Thank you for the court.
Closed courtroom, but this bitch fucking goddamn recorded the whole damn thing. Go ahead. What is that?
Oh, man.
I don't know what the hell it is.